My name is Barbara Birnbaum. I teach a combined classroom at Jackie's Private Education in South Austin. It's 7th and 8th graders, and I've been here for 15 years. I originally heard about the TEACH program from another instructor who is not certified and was working on their certification, and I had taught for several years without my certification and decided that that was a good idea, that I probably should have the piece of paper that said I was qualified to teach by Texas. I love the program, by the way. I love the TEACH program. It was rigorous, it was challenging. Both things I like. I like to be challenged, and I like for something to be hard. If something is too easy, then I tend to think it's not legitimate. The classes were challenging and I feel like they encompassed everything that I would need to know, that I would need to use in my classroom. The other thing I liked about TEACH was the fact that even though there's a schedule, you can work at your own pace. You could study when it was convenient for you to study. I was actually in a classroom teaching while I did my certification, and it was nice that if I had had a really long day, I didn't have to go sit in a classroom and try to stay awake while I did my learning. I could put it off one night or do several lessons over the weekend. It's nice to be able to be in a program where you can communicate with your instructors. Lots of times at a university, it's hard to get a hold of your instructors. In the TEACH program, everybody's easily accessed for information. I like the fact, too, that their standards are high. I always wanted to teach, and I'm a judgmental person, I admit that, but I expect high standards because I think our kids deserve that. And I really do like the fact that they expected a lot of me. And I wanted to give it, and I wanted them to acknowledge that they thought I would be a good instructor. And that made me feel good. That made me feel really good. I think that's important. I love the workshops. It made me sad when I finally finished, because I kind of felt like I shouldn't go to any more workshops, although I think Dr. Quintanilla would let me go. Because I love workshops. I think you should never stop learning, and I really like the fact that we had videos to watch, we had our textbooks to read, and we had workshops. I'm glad to see that they encourage that kind of ongoing learning in the people that they're teaching. I also like the fact that it enabled me to get my certification without having to quit my job, because I needed the income. I would have never been able to leave my position and get my certification. I'm trying to remember exactly what the assignment was in TEACH, but I think it was on, oh, you may remember, it was on the levels of thinking.
Yeah,
Bloom's taxonomy. You remember that really nice visual that I did out of poster board? And so from doing those things in the program gave me a lot of ideas how to use in my classroom. I had never used PowerPoint before the TEACH program. I use PowerPoint a lot in my classroom now. And it's really nice to have a slide up there while you're talking to the kids about something and just be able to change it. Most people are visual learners, and the kids are too, have to remember that. It was hard, and I was nervous when it came time to take my test and kept postponing it because I didn't really know if I was ready or not. But quite honestly, everything that I was taught, everything that I learned in the program made me 100% ready to take those tests. I shouldn't have worried. I was well prepared. They'll definitely do that for you, well prepared.